Hey, Remprex. Let me give you a bit of good view it. Welcome to class. Sorry for my delay. We are going to have our yoga stretch class right now. So hopefully this is getting you at a good time, wind down time of your day. Me and my cat Jaffe will be giving you your yoga class tonight. So this is an all levels class, as it always is. Anyone can join. Nothing that we're going to be doing is too complicated. All you need to do is find the shapes that we're in, ask questions if you have them. If you don't have any questions in class or just hard to reach and type into, you're free to just ask me a question through email or send a message through Pointagram. Whatever works best for you as a method. It's nice to see your questions come up on Pointagram because then everyone gets to receive the benefit of you asking the question and me answering it. Everyone can read it, but however you want to ask questions, fair game for me. So today we're going to do just a slow wind down class. What's going to be done mostly on the ground. We'll make a few big shapes in the beginning just to warm up, just get a little bit of circulation, a little bit of movement into our big joints. And then we'll take it down a bunch of notches and we'll do some nice, slow, mostly lower body and spine movements on the ground. So how we do all of our classes is we always have a warm up followed by the actual kind of bulk of the yoga stretching. And then we'll have a cool down, which really in these classes is just one, maybe two held stretches in a prolonged kind of position. And then we will call it there. If you want to have water at any point in class, please go ahead and have water whenever you need. I usually don't take water when I do yoga. If you do want to have water, just make sure you're not drinking too much, because if we are stretching and moving in the spine, you don't want to have a belly full of water as you're making these kind of like twists and like wringing out your stomach or your gut. So have water whenever you want. And yoga is traditionally done barefoot. Some people don't like being barefoot. Make sure you got sticky socks or just some sort of surface where you're not slipping around. That's pretty much it, I think, for Yoga World. I'm going to be just moving actually, I'll just keep my camera here. I was going to move it down so I could see, but I think this is actually fine. So let's get into our position just to do a little bit of warm up. We're going to come to stand as we always do in our warm up classes. I'm actually going to just move the camera around slightly so that you can still see as much of me as possible, and then I'll take it down to the ground. Sorry, sticking my hand in front so you can see. It's not too blurry. So we're going to start off with doing a really slow forward fold. And we're going to work our way into a forward fold in a way that's kind to our body. Not go like full and into the stretch right away. Ease our way there. So I have a yoga mat laid out. Sorry, hopefully my camera will, I'm trying to get it to kind of reset away from being all, there we go, got it, pixelated to be a little bit more clear. So I have a yoga mat laid out in front of me. I'm standing at the back of my mat, so I have enough space. And what we're gonna do to make our way into our forward fold is we're gonna bend our knees. Bend them a little or a lot, because where we're headed is hands to the ground. So if you feel like you're a little bit inflexible, or if this is the first time you're actually going into the stretch for the first time, hands on the ground, then you want to maybe bend your knees a lot. I want you to imagine that you have a straight line going from your head through your ribcage all the way to your pelvic floor. And as you bend your knees, I want you to just stick your bum out, head straight down towards the ground, top of the head going towards your yoga mat. Move my jacket. And then, like I said, bend your knees as much as you need to get two hands flat on the ground. Okay, not just fingers, definitely not dangling, as firm as you can, two hands onto the ground, bend your knees as much as you need to make that happen. Now, once you get there, we're going to just make this a little bit more active, because oftentimes if we just come into a still stretch, it can feel really overwhelming. So you're going to bend one knee, straighten the other, and then do that in the opposite.
So you're just kind of pumping the knees, pumping the legs, easing yourself into the stretch a little bit more. Making sure that you're really relaxing your head and shoulders, like they're totally limp, soft, relaxed, no tension. So you don't want to be like, pushing into the ground in any way. Your hands are just totally relaxed. Everything's like so limp and soft. Starting to bring on some nice smooth breathing. Reminding yourself of all the positive benefits of being inverted. It's good for your circulatory system, good for all your fluid system, really, to just give that little assist to your heart, to your venous system. All right, now that we're done pumping, let's just relax into a stretch, into a forward fold. Stay in a position for a moment, a held length of time. Make sure that you don't just have your weight into your toes. Make sure you are leaning into the whole foot, especially into the heels, hands flat on the ground, and then relax in the arms. We're going to slowly just walk our hands out towards a plank. Okay? Nice and slow. We're just passing through plank mostly to get our positioning and spacing correct. So spend just a brief moment in plank where your knees are totally straight, your elbows are straight, your shoulders are stacked on top of your wrists, and you have a nice long line between the top of your head and your heels. And then you're going to push into downward, sorry, got a cat tail in my mouth, downward facing dog, where you're going to push into a triangle-like shape. Okay? So here, again, you want to bend your knees as much as you need to. So this is just another version of a back of the body stretch. So you're pushing your chest kind of forward towards your thighs or knees, creating a triangle-like shape. If you try to keep your knees straight here, you may find that you end up in like a really challenged, uncomfortable, not the best posture kind of plank or even push up. I want you to bend the knees as much as you need to. Stick your bum in the air. And again, find that kind of back of the body leg stretch. Here, you're going to pedal your heels. So similar position, or I guess different position, but similar like activity, action. Hey, Jeffy. You're trying to really not force the heel down, but just send the heel in that direction. As one lowers, the other one lifts. Up and down, smoothing your breath out, making sure you're not holding your breath at any point. And then maybe one more time in each direction. And then you're going to freeze, rest, relax into your downward facing dog, aka make a triangle with your body. Now, we've gotten some good movement into our knees, into our ankles, into the back of the body. Let's bring it up into our hips and make some hip circles. We do this all the time standing. Let's just do it here from this position. So you're going to take your right foot off the ground, bend the knee, stick your toes up towards the sky, and make some knee circles 3 times in one direction and 3 times in the other, as we always do. As nice of a circle as you can make it. And once you've done the first leg, put the right leg back down, downward facing dog for a moment. Get your weight distributed into all 4 limbs. And then get the left leg up in the air, bend the knee, send the toenails up towards the sky, and then circles 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other. And then downward facing dog. From here, we're actually going to just rest in downward facing dog. And we're going to come down to the ground in a moment by doing it in the simplest way. So just bending the knees, bringing your weight onto your hands, your knees, and your feet. You're going to just rock backwards into a kneeling position. Just relaxing here for a moment. So head, ribcage, pelvis stacked on in line on top of each other.
just stay here because you've been inverted for quite some time. Breathing into your belly really low, like we always do. Making sure you don't feel dizzy or lightheaded. And let's just get our spine moving as a nice little warm up before we come to lay on the ground. Let's do some good old cat-cow. So cat-cow we know well by now, but let's just get all the points, important points covered here. So hands on the ground. Spread your fingers apart, wrists in line with your shoulders. Your knees are in line with your hips, and you have 6 points of contact. So your 2 hands, your 2 knees, and your 2 feet, or all 10 of your toes. Now you're making 2 big shapes. You're gonna go 5 times with your breathing. So let's just take it really slow for a moment, and then you can go off in your own pace, however it feels good to you. The first movement you're gonna do is you're gonna actually drop your belly, lift your tailbone up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and just look forward. You don't need to crane your neck way up and make a big neck shape. Just look forward about a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, whatever works. You don't want to crunch the back of your neck. So this is part 1, also called cow. And then cat is the exact opposite of this, where you tuck your tailbone under, spread your shoulder blades apart, flex and round your spine, and look just down at the ground, somewhere between your hands. Okay? So we'll do that 4 more times with our breath. Find your next inhale, moving you into cow. Extended spine, squeeze the shoulder blades, top of the inhale. And exhale, cat. Round, flexed, curved spine. Okay, 3 more like this. Making sure you have all of your weight equally distributed between the 6 points. You're not leaning too heavy into one wrist because that hurts. Got it in both knees equally. Here's my last one. Try to really time your breath out with the movement. Good. So there we are with our 5 cat-cows. Incoming lovely cat. And we're going to come to lay on our back. I'm just going to come up, move the camera around. If you want to have your own water break right now, this is a perfect water break time. As I just fiddle with the camera, bring you to kitty level. Yeah, there we go. So cute. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. Okay, water down if you're having some water, and slowly just make your way to laying on your back. Let me just check the time here. All right. And then when you come to lay, you can lay flat on your back. Get some space between your feet, arms away from the body, and just rest here for a moment. Particularly pay attention to just how your body feels. So that was a lot of deep stretching into the back of the body. Most people don't do that on a daily basis, although maybe we should. Feeling all of that from the heels, Achilles, calves, behind the knees, hamstring, kind of glute, deep pelvic area, low back. It actually goes all the way up, lining either side of the spine to the base of the skull. Feel into all that. Feel all that good spinal movement you made, all those good hip circles. Breathing again, still smooth and deep. Try to avoid any like shallow breathing up in the chest. Take it low. Feel your hands if you've spent a lot of your day holding onto phones, steering wheels, keyboards, cutlery, all that stuff. Getting your hands open on the ground like cat-cow helps to really do the opposite of those kind of tendencies, modern tendencies of flex gripped hands. All right, let's continue where we left off. So lots of, again, legs back of the legs and spinal movements. First thing you're going to do is you're just going to pull your right knee into your chest. You can interlock your fingers if you'd like, just kind of close and stabilize that grip. Doesn't feel like you're going to slip anywhere or go anywhere. And just simple pull the knee, right knee as close as you can towards your chest. Once you get there, just do some ankle circles. Make some circles going in both directions. Making sure you get all the little crack and pops out before you go to bed. Get the toes involved, all the foot bones. And then from there, we're going to actually extend the leg completely and try to foot 5 the ceiling or the sky. So depending on your flexibility, that will be, either with the knee bent, with the foot way up in the air, or the knee straight with the foot way up in the air. Try to avoid like the foot being way out here, because when it's out here, it's more of like a muscle contraction rather than a relaxation, which is not what we want. We're looking to relax here. So I suggest interlocking your fingers again, either behind your hamstrings, behind your thigh, or if you have that good flexibility behind your calf, wherever you are, bent knee or straight, doesn't really matter. Just get that leg up there. Again, think about all the goodness that you're doing for your circulation, like swelling, any kind of like poor venous return. If we're in one position for a long time, like sitting or standing, we can get that in our feet, which I'm sure you are aware of to some extent. So you're looking to just get some sort of like opening as well into the back of the leg. Maybe you feel it close to your bum, maybe you feel it behind your knee. If you don't feel any of those things, try to make it happen by really flexing the foot. Breathing here. And we're actually going to just let this leg fall across the body, and you're going to take your arms and go out into a T. So wherever your leg was, just start sending it towards the left ground, and your arms are palms down on the ground, T shape. You're getting a nice, just simple stretch, nice good twist into the middle, pretty low in your low back. As far as your leg can go, if it can touch, if that right foot is touching the ground, then great. If it isn't, that's okay. Breathing into the twist. And then if you feel pretty strong in your core, you can keep that leg straight as you have it right now and head up just where you were, starting position. Or you can just put a bend in that knee and bring it up. If you have a straight leg, it's harder. It's going to be a longer lever, more effort. If you bend the knee and pull it up, it's much easier on the body, a lot nicer to manage, or to choose whatever suits you. When you get there, back to your starting position, you can lower that right leg flat down onto the ground. Let it go. Pay attention to how the right leg feels compared to the left. And then we'll do all of that on the second side. So to start all of this off, you're going to pull your left knee, interlock the fingers into the chest. Again, really pull the left leg as close as you can to your chest. It's really good for the front of your hip. It's closing off some major vessels that are, it's good to close them off. You get a nice natural pump going. Oftentimes this area is really tight, doesn't really move much at all. It sees a really small range of motion, so compressing it fully is really good and healthy. Get that foot moving, ankle rolling in all the directions, getting cracks and pops and wiggles out all the way from the ankle joint itself, all the little foot bones, and then the toes. Breathing still. Of course, nice and slow. Okay, extend the leg up towards the sky. Foot 5, meaning the sole of the foot is reaching towards the ground, towards the ceiling or the sky. So put yourself in a position to make that happen. Either the knee is straight or the knee is bent, whatever depends on your flexibility. Avoid, again, like I said, having the leg here. That's a quad hip flexor contraction. We don't want it right now. So interlock your fingers behind your thigh or your hamstrings. Or if your flexibility is there, you can go for the back of the calf, wherever you are. Try to flex the foot to bring the stretch into the back of the leg. Stay there for a bit of time. Try not to hold your breath during static holds. Keep that whole breathing kind of in tune with the stretching. If you're holding your breath, you're probably creating tension, probably making the stretch hard. If you're smoothly breathing, being present, aware of what's going on, the stretch becomes a lot more relaxing and increases your opportunity to actually enjoy and lengthen those muscles. All right, so we're gonna go for our low lumbar rotation twist. So you're gonna take your leg in this straight position wherever it is right now, and you're gonna go across the body. This left leg is gonna go to the right. It's crossing your body. Arms are in a T, palms are down, helps to stabilize and kind of slow the leg down towards the ground. And feel that nice good twist into the lower low back. So there's like 5 lumbar vertebrae in your lumbar spine. You're getting those 5, probably the lower 3 or so. Maybe that foot, the left foot touches the ground, maybe it doesn't matter. What you want to do, what you do want to think about is keeping your sternum kind of facing up towards the ceiling, meaning the backs of both shoulder blades are on the ground. And then to come out of this, you can do it in the more challenging way, which is legs straight. Long lever makes it hard, or you could bend the knee, take off some of that intensity, and come back to your starting position, foot 5 up in the air. Once you got it, leg down, completely down. Relax here for a moment. Enjoying the sensation that's going on in one leg, both legs, maybe your spine somewhere. Staying as present as you can in your body. Try not to think about where you're going, what you're doing after this, what you did today, what you ate today. All of those things kind of distract us. All right, so let's continue. Just gonna take a little peek at the time. Although I have these pot lights and they blind me. So I'm sorry if I look totally silly looking at my computer. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's get deeper into the hips by doing Happy Baby. So Happy Baby can be done in, your hands can be in 2 different positions. You can do it where you take your 2 first fingers and wrap them around your big toes. This is not the way that I like doing it, but you can if you want. Or you can reach between your knees, go for the outsides of your feet and grab for the outside border, the pinky side of your feet. That's a good firm grip. It feels better to me. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull your knees down towards the ground, kind of towards your armpits. Get some nice space between your feet. And then the last thing to make it a full-on baby, Happy Baby, is you're going to just nicely rock from side to side. This is really nice to massage your low back, massage also your kidneys. It's also very relaxing and soothing. And you're getting some good compression into the front of the hips like we spoke about before. And you're also getting this nice opening in the groin, deep into the hip. All feels nice. Rock back and forth at the pace that suits you. And you want to keep kind of challenging yourself here. Some people get into this position and they don't really feel much of anything. So really feel like you're actually like pulling your feet down or pulling your knees to the ground. What you also want to avoid is getting your bum like lifted way up in the air. Feel like you're also keeping your back really long and you're trying to like flatten your spine all the way down to your tailbone into the ground. I feel like that combination of stuff will give you some good sensations in the pelvis, in the hips, and that whole area we were just talking about. All right, so from here, we'll finish it off with a nice, good rotation twist. This one's my favorite. It's quite a deep stretch. It gets right into the thoracic spine, which is the area of the body that should be a primary rotator. Lots of us rotate in our lumbar spine, which is not the primary job of the lumbar spine. And that creates over time some pain, discomfort, all kinds of other wacky things. So let's learn to rotate through the correct place, which is our thoracic spine, which is the part of your spine where you have ribs. There's 12 levels there. So you're going to start in a fetal position. I'm going to roll onto my left side just so you can see really easily what it is that I'm doing. So I'm lying completely on my left side. My knees are up high. That's kind of like the most important part. If your knees stay low, you're going to get a stretch, the twist through the low back. So if you take your knees up as high as they can, you don't need to get them like way up into your armpits, but just at least above that like 90-degree line. Two hands touching, elbows are long. Relax onto the side of the head. And then on an inhale, top arm, which is my right arm, if I'm lying on my left, is going up. And then exhaling into that again, that T shape where we were in previously. And you can, if you like to increase all the way up to the base of the skull, look at your right hand, the hand that you moved open. So your knees stay stacked. That's important as well to get the twist into the right place. And this really puts the stretch like right into the level of your breathing muscle, your diaphragm muscle. I'm going to breathe into the places of tension. Relax your arms, relax your legs, just enjoying the twist. We're going to stay here for 5 total breaths, so we have about 3 more to go. And finish off here with one more nice smooth breath into anywhere you're feeling constricted or tight. Exhales to relax into it. And then your way out of the twist is just really simply 2 feet on the ground. Come back to lay on your back. You may need to just shift your bum over slightly. Come back and just spend a moment with your spine totally straight. Just feet on the mat, knees are bent. And then we're going to come and do the second side. But again, like I said, it just feels nice to feel that straight alignment in your spine before you head off into the next direction. Because that can be a really big stretch, a really big twist, especially if we're not used to twisting through that place. It could feel like a lot. All right, so I'm going to face away from you for a moment, but you will see a different side of the twist. So hopefully that helps give you a better view. So I'm going to lie on my right side. I have my knees, again, most importantly, my knees are up pretty high. So they're above 90 degrees. My arms are long and straight, elbows straight, palms touching. Knees are stacked on top of each other. Take a nice inhale. Reach your top arm, which is your left arm, up. And then exhale it open towards the ground, getting a nice big twist in through the center of your rib cage, kind of where that diaphragm is. T-shape with your arms. If you would like, continue the twist up to the head. Look towards your left hand. And 5 good, smooth, long breaths here. Making sure that your arms are really soft. Try not to hold any tension in your arms. Try not to force yourself around. Lots of people, when they get into twists, like to jerk and force and pull themselves around, try to don't do that at all. Try not to do that. It's really hard on your body. Let your breathing kind of ease yourself into it. Let's take 2 more here. Breathing into places of tension and then relaxing on the exhale, just softening into the twist. All right, in your way out, nice and slow and easy at your own pace. You're going to come to lay on your back. Feet are on the ground, knees are therefore bent, and then find your way to a place where your spine is straight. Stay there for a moment. You can put your hands just on your abdomen somewhere, just resting like on your tummy or on your chest, wherever, and just enjoy the feeling of having that straight alignment in your spine after doing those nice deep twists. Feel breath coming in and out of the belly. And then from there, if you have a couple more minutes on your own to stretch, I highly recommend it. But I'm going to get up from this point and say goodnight to you. Hopefully my screen is not just all blurry all the time. I don't know why it's being so blurry today. It's usually not so finicky with movement. Anyways, it's enough of seeing my hand. I'm saying goodnight anyways. Thank you for joining me in yoga today. I hope that it was enjoyable for you. And I will see you tomorrow, Wednesday. We're doing a circuit. And that's going to be 45 seconds of work, 10 seconds to switch your exercise. And then we do that every second week. So tomorrow, circuit week. And then Sarah, like she always does on Thursday, she has her food class on Thursday nights. All right. I will see you soon. Have a good night. Sleep well.